Hi, I'm Selma,
Hi, I'm Maggie.
and we're the Real Girls of Gabbing.
We complain and psychoanalyze reality TV in jest.
Yay! Welcome to our first
First
episode.
episode jitters. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
If you have any complaints about our performance, shut the fuck up because this is our first episode.
We're just girls trying. I mean, like, come on. Don't talk about me.
Yeah. Or do, and then maybe people
Or
will listen to
do,
the
but like
podcast.
not mean. I can't take mean. I had therapy today. Like it was, she told me don't be around mean people. So I chose to go on
I
the
had
internet.
therapy yesterday.
Oh my
Good.
God. Yeah.
You're like, let me actually do exposure therapy to
Yeah, I
myself.
said I'm gonna choose violence.
Perfect.
Yeah, so we are here having fun, and we are starting off our podcasting career by rewatching and recapping and picking apart season 1 of Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Arguably, like the foundation and the pinnacle of Bravo reality TV. I do want to preface this by saying that I was a Teresa fan for the majority of my life.
You know what? I rewatched this first episode and I was like, she's a background character. She was a background character to
She
begin,
was.
like, so
She
I could,
was.
but also you liked her post all of this, so
I
that's,
did. I
you
did.
know, whatever. Our friendship persevered. I remember when you first told me that, and it was at your graduation party, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
wasn't it like the answer? Wasn't it like the
It
answer
was
to like
like,
my trivia question?
yeah, it was a
Yeah.
trivia party, and I was like, or not a trivia party. It was like a trivia question, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
wrong answer.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely not like I don't know what the allure was. I mean,
I mean, I can appreciate Teresa Giudice as a star, as
a
a
100%.
she like I wouldn't say that New Jersey put like Bravo on the map. I will say
For
that
sure.
it was the most foundational like
Yeah.
housewife show for me
Yeah.
personally as a Italian American with family in New Jersey. I've never felt so represented.
Yeah,
And
Maggie is Italian, so she can say whatever she wants about
no,
Italian
so
people.
I can say the slurs. Just kidding. I cannot.
My 23andMe did say that I'm like super Eastern European,
Oh my
so
God. So that Eastern European's not Italy, my sister. Like it's like
no, but like Italy was there. It was like 1%.
Italy, like, well, like, I mean, sure. Whatever. I'll say you can say it.
Cool.
Um
A pass. Giving me a pass.
yeah, so this like show was like my mom pining for moving back to New Jersey. We would watch this at like I was on at like 11 o'clock Central Time
Yeah.
when I was a kid. And oh yeah, because then I or maybe it was on 10 o'clock and then 11 o'clock was Watch What Happens Central. And
Yeah.
my mom would like let me stay up exclusively because Real Housewives of New Jersey was on. And it made her miss home.
Aw.
And like really appreciate her culture and connect with her past. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that Teresa is a big part in my experience in Bravo and why I am such a unfortunately a Bravo or no, I'm not a Bravo celebrity.
A celebrity.
A
Soon.
Bravo head. I am almost.
Yeah.
Count me in.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we felt like this was the best season for you and I to recap first because it was kind of what we bonded on first, even though it's not the first Bravo like
Yeah.
it's not the first Housewives show, definitely not the first Bravo show, but not the first Housewives show either.
Yeah.
I think OC and New York and Atlanta came before.
Yeah.
But it's really what made you and I friends. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I didn't even know what Patterson was before I
That's
watched it.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Such a cultural education.
I know. We
I
are
never
starting with New Jersey, but like we do plan to cover so many different facets of the Real Housewives universe.
yes. And potentially moving beyond Real
Yes.
Housewives. If we feel like something's super like a dud,
Yeah.
maybe we'll move on to like other Bravo shows and beyond
Yeah.
that. We're just like girlies who like to gab, and
Yeah.
I will sit and chat about any reality TV that's put in front of me because I think the smartest people in the world do, to be completely honest. So,
Yeah, no, same. Also, I will sit and chat about literally anything. So,
so true.
yeah, this
Yeah.
is a great like what is it called when you have like a this is a great like medium by
Yeah.
which to
It's
do
a
it.
great medium for a bitch who can't shut up. Like when I
Uh,
first could hear myself in my headphones,
yeah,
I
yeah,
was like, okay, it's kind of spooky, but like I'm a star.
yeah. A Star is Born too.
No, literally. Oh my God, I watched that last night.
For the first time?
Yeah, for the first time. I cried. I like so I watched it with the guy I'm
Wait,
seeing.
spoiler alert.
I
Someone
won't
dies.
I wasn't aware of that information. I like knew it was
If
like,
you
oh
have not
no.
seen A Star is Born yet, stop what you're doing, go watch it, or just skip through this.
Yeah, you're so right. You could watch. I think it's pretty predictable. Like I felt it coming.
Okay, that's because
Like
you're an
I
empath. I had no idea.
oh my God. I think it's just like when you see the devolution of his alcoholism, it's like oof, 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 oof,
Yeah,
oof.
yeah.
Um,
Also,
but
why are you
yeah,
bothering Lady Gaga when she's in the bath? Leave
I
her alone.
know. Literally, like let the girl. Also, her hair that was criminal. Who did that?
Yeah.
I will just say, in A Star Is Born, she was not the pop star that she is as Lady Gaga.
Right.
She was like, and I think that was like part of the story. Like it was
Yeah.
she wasn't really an artist. She was just like taking whatever people.
Yeah.
I mean, she was
I know,
whatever.
but like her rendition of La Vie en Rose was me and Kevin
Oh
cannot listen
no,
to that song. It's like it's so
no,
good.
it's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, she was amazing when she was
Yeah.
in doing the cabaret thing,
Hmm.
and then when she was singing Bradley Cooper. But like the minute she sang that song about like what's in your pants, I was like, you know what? Okay, never mind. I was about to say like I couldn't respect it anymore, but then it's like, never mind. I could. Like
Girl was getting her money. Like,
yeah, you gotta do what you
yeah.
gotta do. Bradley
Yeah.
Cooper was the problem, obviously. When he came on during her Grammy acceptance,
Oh
I was like, I
yeah.
can't even look. I'm
I know.
so upset. I even like at one point the guy I'm like, hey, right over there. The guy I'm seeing, I'm like watching it with him, and he was like, no, it's so cute when he like calls her on stage, like uh
Yeah.
Lady Gaga on stage to
For
sing
the
that
awards.
first
Yeah. Yeah.
the shallow song.
Hmm.
And like the first time he does it, and I was like, honestly, that's so shitty for him to be like playing her song like without her consent for the first time. And the guy so he was like, I mean, it's kind of like romantic. Like he's like trying to encourage her. And I was like, oh. Yeah. It's so
No, but
romantic.
honestly, I
I was
think
like,
that
he's like
mentality comes from
plagiarizing.
no, but honestly, I get that mentality a lot when people are like so like like when men are so chivalrous or do like outrageous and outlandish
Yeah,
acts. It's
I got the
I'm
ick.
like
Yeah. I was like, you don't just
it's
like
almost
play
like they
someone's
know that
song
they
because now
need to
that's
prove it.
yeah. Well, and then now that song's associated with him. Like it's
Yeah.
partly his song. And it's like, well, that was all hers.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
she's
yeah.
the one who sang it and wrote it and everything.
Yeah.
Now you're like taking some sort of ownership. It's romantic and cute, but I stand by my initial reaction of being like, oh, red flag,
No,
red
but
flag.
the thing is two things can be true at once.
Oh,
So
I mean, we know all of the red flags I have looked over. Like, it's like I'm not going to sit here on my throne of lies, but like,
okay,
but
Elf.
yeah. Is that where that's from?
Yeah. He's like, you sit on a throne of lies.
You're right. You're
Yeah,
right. I guess I am sitting on my throne of lies, but
it's okay.
in my like rickety wooden chair that I'm sitting on.
Yeah, but honestly, lies are subjective, so like, who cares?
You're so right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
In the words of the wise Daddy Cohen, we want to be mindful and set an intention for ourselves this week. And maybe as you're listening to this, you also want to set an intention for yourself this week. And I'm going to set a really meaningful one to me, and that is that after this recording, I am going to go get a Dunkin' Latte. And that's my
Oh
intention.
my God. I tried to get a second Dunkin' Latte since their relaunch the other
Uh-huh.
day. And there, so like my office, and then there's like a Dunkin' right outside the parking lot. And I was like, I've been looking forward to
Hmm.
this all day. I pull in, it's on the menu,
Yeah.
and I tell them, and they put it on the screen. And then I get up there, and he's like, we're out of Dunkin' Latte. I was so upset. I
That's
was so upset.
terrible.
Like, why do I get denied the Dunkin' Latte so often?
Also,
Twice.
of
Twice.
course, like a man not checking first.
No, I'm like, why did like I agreed to like the 4.75 or whatever it was. Like, why
Damn,
am
it's
I
$6 for me.
I think I'm rounding down. I don't fucking know. I'm just
Got a
saying a
coupon
number.
or something?
Yeah, I'm a legacy at Dunkin'.
You were grandfathered in.
No,
But
I'm
yeah, that's my
so
intention.
jealous.
Yeah.
That's so good. We can't tell everybody your like secret though of like
No,
what you do
no,
because then it's
that's
not going to
sacred.
be available. And
No, that's sacred.
I wonder how late they're open. Wait, you're later than me.
I know.
What? Okay. All
There's
right. So
one
maybe I'll.
there's one by the apartment that closes at 5 a.m. So like I'm safe.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
You're like, no matter what, they'll have
Yeah.
restocked by then.
I know when the truck comes, so we're good.
Me like looking for the Dunkin' Latte truck, like,
Yeah. What's your
okay,
intention,
I
Maggie?
love that. Okay, my intention is to tell as many people as I can about this podcast
That's
so
so good.
that we can get it up and running and spread the good word and
Spread the gospel.
like Paul Revere, like the gabbers are coming, the gabbers are coming. Um, and I just really think we have something beautiful going on here. So I'm going to give back to my community by telling them to listen to me talk for an hour and a half.
That is so good.
Yeah.
When I get my Dunkin' Latte, I'm gonna tell the Dunkin' Donuts
You
worker
should.
about the podcast.
Yeah, show them the QR code.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's a really good intention. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's so good.
No,
Me, I'm
I
like
like
selfish. I'm like, I'm getting a treat.
that's not selfish. Mine is like basically selfish. But it's like not that different that like for someone to like listen to me talk is like basically that. But I mean, I did choose something for you, so you should
Yeah.
send me a Dunkin' Latte.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, Maggie is going to recap the first episode of Jersey today, and I'm so excited to hear. I honestly intentionally did not watch this episode because I wanted to live it with you
I'm
now.
so grateful for that. So yeah, this first episode, like all those early seasons of Housewives, just like take you back. You're like blast to the past. I feel like I'm eating nachos that are just chips with microwave cheddar cheese, shredded
And it's
cheese,
like
like
the
on
round
top.
ones. It's the
Yeah,
round
that
ones,
like
yeah.
that's what I felt like when I was watching this, and I
Yeah.
felt like it was just my favorite point in media. It was like, especially in the Bravo, like in the Bravo Housewives world, it's so low production value.
Yeah,
There's like one
it's
point, there's literally one point where Teresa is driving and Jacqueline is sitting in the back seat and there's a cameraman in the passenger
yes.
seat because they like don't
Yes.
have like the fucking suction cup cameras or whatever yet. They
Yes.
literally have this like very funny, like not organic filming style, and I love it so much
Yeah.
because these girls were just like all in their best behavior. I think that
Hmm.
it took a long time for them to actually get together and like film
Oh,
this
really?
show because Teresa wouldn't sign the contract for like a really long time.
But Joe, I think that was
Yeah,
because of Joe, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
because the language was very much like it was something to do with the crimes that they eventually got in trouble for. It was
Here's my thing though about the crimes, and I need to make a point about this, and I know that everybody makes a point about this, but these people are literally like the level of delusion that these people have is so severe. Like you have committed literal felonies, honey, and you are actively signing a piece of paper that says that you're cool with it
I
being
just
broadcasted.
I
Like
can't
I wish to
imagine
one day be that
live in
removed from
that level of
reality.
denial. Yeah, like
Yeah.
literally removed from reality. Like
Yeah.
they took a really long time and everyone else had already set up their contracts and everything and signed on. And it was something to do with the language and like reporting taxes or something along those lines. I'm not
Mhm.
this isn't a research podcast, it's a rewatch podcast. So
Yeah.
I didn't look into that. But
But everything we say is correct because it's
is
us.
God.
So,
Yeah, I am God.
yeah.
Yeah, so it was like I don't know exactly when it was filmed, but it didn't premiere until May 12th, 2009. The first episode is called Blood is Thicker Than Water. It is so silly. I think that they just took titles from The Sopranos, to be completely honest. I think they were like, all right, like, or like, what's something that we think an Italian American would say? And I just think it's so funny because my grandma
Also
says blood is thicker than water all the time. Yeah.
Marilyn Man's a foreshadow. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I will say this later, but like, or I guess I can just say it now. It is like a pretty honest, a pretty honest depiction of like delusional Italian American women who are like, I love Italian men so much. I can only speak on that, like, just of like the New Jersey
side. It's the same. It's literally the same. Yeah.
No, it's like the way that the boys are coddled, and maybe that's just like something that. Like you said, it's like just an Italian American thing.
No, like because in the Hispanic culture too, like it's so that also, especially if you're like a firstborn son, like
it's like, it's wild to me though the similarities I find between like the behaviors of these people and my own family members. Like literally, my grandmother says like blood is thicker than water all the time. Anytime that like there's a complaint about a person that isn't like biologically related to me, she's like, well, blood is thicker than water, so and you're like, okay,
that's but like also the OG period dot.
Like, if you no literally no literally no my experience though, like where my experience in New Jersey with Italian Americans deviate from this experience is like income level, because my family is very like normal blue collar, like worked real hard but don't have much type of people. And these people are so ridiculously McMansion wealthy. I do not understand how you make that much money from a small, I guess it's not small, but like literally from the fucking brownstone, from a
also peak recession.
And that is the backdrop, one may say, for like this entire episode. There are multiple moments where you can tell that, I don't know if it's like production told them to say this, but they make sure to be like, I hear there's something wrong in the economy. Okay, so we open up in Franklin Heights, New Jersey. It honestly, to me, is like Wonderland. It is like I want to go visit Franklin Heights because I do not imagine any part of New Jersey to look that way.
Right.
These people have so much, like, it seems like they have so much money. As we learn as seasons go on, a lot of their money ain't real money, but it seems like it. And me as a little kid was like, oh, you're spending $100,000 cash? You're so rich. And it's like, oh, well, there's reasons.
It's called tax evasion.
And I also have to note the outfits are like a total time capsule.
Yeah.
They are like, I wish I looked like these women when I was 11 years old.
Which is the inspiration for our background, by the way.
Absolutely, the inspiration.
Yeah, this is not by chance or accident.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So the first housewife that we meet is a pre-boob job and a pre-hairline electrolysis, Teresa Giudice. And she is introducing her family and going shopping with, I think, Dina and Caroline. And she, she's showing off her very, very flat chest, getting told that she needs to get a boob job. But she makes her bubbies. Oh, I'm so sorry. Her bubbies.
Her bubbies.
She makes sure to tell the audience, though, that Joe Giudice is in fact an ass man. So she doesn't really care about getting any boobs, and it is just like, to me, I just got such a feeling of like ominous, like foreboding, like watching them build their house, because that's like what her whole introduction is building the house. It's just like dun dun dun, like you're just waiting. Like you see her sign some paperwork. At one point he's like, oh, he has signed this, sweetheart, and she's like, I don't even think about it. And you're like, oh my god, you go to prison. Like, no, think about it.
Spoiler alert, Teresa Giudice does go to prison.
Oh, no, I just told people they never heard that before. So she like is literally, this whole first part, she's introducing herself via money and via her children. She goes to a furniture store where she spends $120,000 cash to furnish one room, a singular room,
which
for
is
120.
because that would literally wipe out like in 90% of my student loan debt. Like
I'm like, what do you mean? And she like there's no way she had $120,000 cash, right?
The
like
money that she was putting on that table was not that was like maybe $3,000.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like her
No.
putting down like the $100 bills. I'm like, what? Like, what's the down payment here?
I'm envisioning $100,000 in like a fucking semi truck. It's in the truck that the Dunkin' Latte is coming in.
That's where they keep it. You buy like 5 Dunkin' Lattes, you get or 100 Dunkin' Lattes, you get $100,000.
Yeah.
We're on our path there.
Yeah.
No, it's insane. Like, and everyone's just, all the other ladies who I'll introduce later are just like, oh, money's not an object. She has so much money. She can get whatever she wants. I can't imagine ever being fooled by that though. And maybe it's like hindsight's 2020, but like, I mean, I guess me as an 11-year-old, I was fucking fooled, but like you could fool me with a lot back then. Like, I was fucking stupid. Yeah. But like I mean, the only person who's kind of like, hey, maybe like rein it in is Dina Manzo, who at one point is like, do you want to live in a house or do you want to live in like a banquet hall? And that to me feels
she's
like
because
subtly.
If you live in a banquet hall, I know one.
Yeah, she's like, we got an extra bed. The brownstone, literally a site of war crimes.
No. R.I.P. Danielle's hair.
Oh my God, when I was like, literally, when I was a kid, I was obsessed with planning my wedding, and I would like, I had a little book that I would like draw wedding dresses in, and I would buy like stickers and be like whatever, and I'd print out pictures online of like what I wanted as my wedding. There was a point where like the brownstone was the location of my wedding.
No, but wouldn't that be so funny if we got married? Me and Kevin got married there. Like
me and you got married there.
Yeah.
We'll have our first like podcast meet and greet at the brownstone. No, I wonder if it's like still nice. Like if it's
honestly,
still...
I think it is, because I looked it up not that long ago, and it's like they're still doing several, like it's up and running, baby. Like it's functional.
So insane. Like literally the whole economy of that town existed on the brownstone and the Chateau hair salon.
Yeah.
In my head. Yes, and then absolutely. Joe Giudice embezzling money. Like that was the trifecta.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So Teresa's the first lady that we meet, and it feels very fitting for just like as history goes on.
Yeah.
But she seems like she just seems kind of like a stupid gal who's just like bopping around life.
Yeah.
She doesn't really seem like much of a problem at this point. Like you don't see any of the aggressive stuff that you might see later from Miss Teresa Giudice. But oh my God, yeah. And then this is also when we get the iconic line within like the literal first 5 minutes of the episodes where she goes, like, I'm grossed out by living in somebody else's house, or I'm not gonna live in somebody's house. That's gross. That's what she says.
That's right.
Literally. So like that is just such a good way to introduce Miss Teresa Giudice. She's like, I would rather go to prison than live in somebody else's house.
Wait, that's literally so funny, because how ironic that she was grossed out by living in somebody else's house and she went to prison.
In their house that they literally didn't pay for. Like, she's like, I'm literally so grossed out, and now I'm gonna go share a toilet with a bunch of women. Yeah. Like, insanity. But yeah, I feel like that was a very good introduction to her as a character. Sure. Next lady that we meet, because like the way it's set up is like all these little segments introducing the ladies.
Yeah.
Next lady that we meet is Dina Manzo. There isn't really much about Dina, and I like realized that we never really get much about Dina.
Except for the Ladybug Foundation.
Yeah. And she doesn't, like, she's just Caroline's sister.
Going to Italy or something, right?
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. No, we see her daughter a little bit. We never see her husband. She's at the time married to Caroline's brother-in-law. So they have the same, like, they're married to the same family, and they're sisters. We never see him. Seeing her talk about him was also just like knowing how things like happen for this lady is like, ugh. I like you just like know later he puts a fucking hit out on her. So it's like, this is so foreboding.
Yeah.
And yeah, you really don't get much about her other than her like her daughter and stuff. I really wish we did know more about her though, because like at one point she says, well, I got divorced from my first husband
Yeah.
and we like moved into Caroline's bedroom, like one of her spare bedrooms, like her and her daughter. And it's like, I
Oh,
want
that's
to know
right. That's
like
so right. I
what
forgot
led to
about
you
that.
guys having, I mean, like Caroline lives in a massive house, so like
Right.
good.
Yeah.
She should open a room for you, but like what the fuck led to you guys having to flee your house and like live in Caroline's extra bedroom?
Yeah.
And like we never, I mean, at least at this point, I don't think we ever get it though. At this point, we don't know much.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, basically my take on Miss Dina Manzo from those first like 2 minutes meeting her is that she's so fucking gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Like I think she's like top tier housewife in my
Yeah,
head,
I
like
think so too.
to this
And even
day.
still, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And also I want her to invite me to her parties.
I
Which
know,
she
same.
does, she used to do at the Brownstone. She probably lost that contact.
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 Okay, so the third lady that we meet is Caroline Manzo. And her first words are literally, I'm old school. It's like I'm a housewife, one of the last ones. I'm old school. Like literally, like that is her
I also
first
feel like
stuff.
if you have to like pretense with I'm old school, like you're just trying so hard. Like
Yeah, you know what? I thought when I was watching this as a kid, I was like, she's my favorite. Which there's a part of me where I'm like, I do still like love Caroline for all of her shit, but also I love the role that she played as just like an aggressive matriarch,
yes.
but she was like so out of pocket, like and like the way she treats her sons and like
Yeah. And
coddles
her
them, and then
daughter.
her daughter, obviously we don't get to that yet, but like
Yeah.
all that goes on with the fat shaming, like she is like
Yeah.
so many, like your children need to go to decades of therapy from being
Yeah.
raised by you, but I think it's like she just like, I don't know, Carolyn probably acts a lot like her mom acted, you know. It's like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think she's
Yeah.
like the oldest daughter, it's probably not
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
abnormal, but she's like so stereotypically New Jersey Italian American, in
Yeah.
my opinion. I also just realized I keep slandering New Jersey Italian Americans, and I'm not going to be the only Italian American who has family in New Jersey who ever listens to this. So, to our viewers, I'm not slandering.
Do not come for us, or
Do not.
because again, that will increase our engagement. So,
That is true. That is true. I'm here to start problems. I chose an enemy on day one, and it is Italian Americans.
The entire community.
It is. Yeah. So yeah, Caroline, it's just like running through her family. I'm a traditional lady. At one point during Caroline's introductory segment, Dina is sitting down and says that like my sister's the type who would kill somebody if they are mean to Dina. Mm-hmm. And I just love that so much. I think that's real sisterhood. I think that sisters should kill for sisters more often.
Yeah.
I think that is a great way to know who's a girl's girl.
Yeah, it's me choking that guy out at the taco place when he smacked Amina's ass. Mm-hmm. I blinked and he was being choked out.
Yeah, and you know,
he deserved it. I kept telling I called him a sick fuck like over and over again as I was depleting oxygen to his brain. I've never used that terminology before. Like I don't know where it came.
No, you like watched Real Housewives. You literally got it from that.
But he got kicked out and not me, so
yeah, as he should have. So yeah, I'm here for sisters fighting,
yes,
in order to protect each other.
Yeah.
I think, and even not like to protect, like they don't have to like, a creep doesn't have to touch Amina's butt.
Well, it's
like,
so funny. Like I look back to see, if she had noticed, and no, she's in the bathroom bipping and bopping around, and I go in there and I was like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Okay, cool." So you're like, fine.
Well, I'm traumatized. Well, I just had to take the cuffs off, so they let me back in, thankfully.
You know what's so funny about that too is that she wasn't 21 at the time, so like she got in with my ID, and then I came in after.
And then so she's like, I'm literally never coming out. Like I don't care. She walked in confidently and like didn't think any further. Yeah.
No, but it was fine. We enjoyed the rest of our night, so it was fine.
Yeah. And now we have the story. So I'm trying to think of a time that I fought somebody for my sister, and I don't think I have, which I guess means I'm a bad sister. No. So I'll be better for you.
Thanks.
Oh, and then the other big thing about Caroline is that her sons want to start, or son, one of her sons, because one is the Albie who is like gonna go to law school,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't end up going to law school. I don't think he doesn't
Yeah.
pass the LSAT.
No.
Unrelatable.
No.
And and then there's Christopher, and he wants to open a strip club gas station.
Yes.
And he specifically says that it is recession proof. So remember,
Another
the
action.
recession is like actively happening. This episode came out for May 2009, so like the tail end.
Yeah.
And obviously there was like fallout for years of that.
Yeah.
So this was filmed like in the meat of the recession, and he's like, you know what we need, you know, it's going to solve this economic crisis, you know, it's going to get money back in people's retirement accounts, the strip club gas station. That's the place to go.
Gas is like $19 a gallon.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about how in Jersey, you don't pump your own gas.
That's right.
Yeah. So it's like,
so the strippers are pumping the gas?
I guess he talked a little more about it, and I was like, I'm gonna check out mentally
to do that.
Probably. Okay. He was like, they have to work every day except for Sunday, so it felt like this is like a hotbed for. It felt like it's a hotbed for like worker exploitation, like absolutely. Right. But you know, I don't think it ever came out of the group chat. So no. I think that there aren't any complaints to be filed. Probably. Yeah. The way it was in the recession. He needed to wait a little bit. It was not, in fact, recession proof.
Yeah.
The fourth housewife that we get introduced to is also part of the Manzo family. She is Jacqueline Larita, who is married to Christopher Larita, who is Caroline and Dina Manzo's brother. So they are the Larita Manzos.
Why does he have a different last name?
Because he's like their side. Like Caroline was a Larita and then like married a Manzo, and then Dina was a Larita and also married a Manzo.
Right.
What the Manzo marriage is the weird part. Yeah. Right. So Jacqueline Larita is a Vegas girl, and she is introduced by saying that she thought that New Jersey is the armpit of the earth, which is so funny as being a girl from Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Selma, you can speak on the Southwest a little bit more, but I will slander Las Vegas.
Yeah. No, it's a scary place. It also is like lawless. Like when I think of Vegas, I think of like obviously the Strip, but then for some reason the first thing that comes to mind is like tumbleweeds. And that's
absolutely.
It.
Yeah, exactly. So kind of not to like in defense of New Jersey, but like that's kind of quite a statement for a Vegas girl.
Yeah, does Vegas even have a turnpike? No.
Yeah, so. Come on. Also, do they have a dance Vegas named viewers. After? Oh yeah, sorry, love
Vegas
you.
Viewers, we love you. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. She does go on to say, I think she may be saying it in like a sense of her economic status in Vegas. She thought that she didn't know there were rich people in Jersey, basically, is what she says. Because she's like, oh my God, it's so fancy. There's all these like clubs and whatever, and it's like obviously because you just fucking moved to Franklin Lakes, like that's why.
Does Vegas even have suburbs?
Yeah, they do. They definitely do. I know somebody who lived out there, but I think it's like I think a lot of like Las Vegas is like pretty spread out. Like you can have a Vegas address, and like it's not like you're on the Strip.
No, it's and like then there's Arizona, a lot of where it's like there's space.
Yeah, I mostly know this that there are suburbs of Las Vegas because Sister Wives, there's a few seasons run where they live in Vegas, but it's like the outskirts. So it's also like a Mormon and a polygamy hotbed.
No way. I didn't know that.
They moved there. I mean, again, my knowledge basis is Sister Wives, so I don't know how accurate this is.
So a primary source.
Yes. Yeah. Straight from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
They like flee Utah or something, saying like, oh, there's like the police are coming. It's like all made up, but that they like make the children believe that they're like fleeing. I'm sure it's some tax thing, to be completely honest, but like they leave Utah and they all go to like the Vegas suburbs. And they seemed really happy there. They shouldn't have left. So everyone but Robin,
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe we'll eventually watch Sister Wives.
Yeah.
Sorry for that tangent.
No, I love
it. So yeah, Jacqueline Larita is a Vegas girl who's trying to get used to just like the very highbrow fanciness of Franklin Lakes, and she feels a little bit like a fish out of water. It's hard for her to acclimate to the Larita Manzo family. They are tough people to get along with, and she knows that they matter so much and she wants to be close with them, but I think they're just like Dina and Caroline are hard characters to like get close to, without like decades and decades of history, and like if you wrong them a little bit, they get really angry about it. So at this point with Jacqueline, she is having a little bit of issues with Dina because Jacqueline is very good friends with Jacqueline is very good friends with Danielle Staub. Right. And Danielle Staub had a problem with Dina, which I'll get into a little bit later. But basically, to wrap up Jacqueline's little segment, she talks about again, the economy slowing down. And people describe her as a nice girl who wants to fix people. And then we're introduced to Ashley, her daughter, who's a very important person for us to be introduced to. She describes her
such like an impactful child of a housewife. If you think about it,
such an impactful child. She
never have I heard a child talk more at a reunion than her and what's Caroline's daughter's name?
Lauren. Yeah. No, New Jersey's like different in that way, where it's like they like family is a part of all the housewife shows, but I just feel like
Brooks Marks talk at the Salt Lake reunions.
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe like this was more because like today, do they have Gia come out still? I don't know. I think they would have Gia. They called her, I think, at the last reunion, right?
Oh, right. And she was at Coachella or something.
There's something about New Jersey where it's like the whole idea of Real Housewives of New Jersey is like family, pasta, and like
gabagoo.
And yeah, so I think that's why we like get to know the kids so much. But Ashley was like a major driver of plot for like the first couple of seasons because of her.
Later.
Yeah. No, she like gets up to a lot of shit as like a fucking 16-year-old or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, at this point we don't see any of that. She just says her mom's like the mom from Mean Girls. So I was wondering when Mean Girls came out, like if it was like a new reference.
Maybe. When did it come out?
I'm Googling. Because it came out in 2004. So that was like a 5-year-old reference. Okay. Yeah, so that is Jacqueline Larita. And then we meet our final housewife, finally. And that is Danielle Staub, who I mentioned earlier. So Danielle and Teresa Giudice are the only ones who aren't really related to the other three. So Danielle Staub is the fifth and final housewife. She is introduced in a bikini, working out in her home gym and her home tanning bed. Yeah. So she is you just know she's a character. All the other ladies are like, I like to spend money, or like, I'm a family lady or whatever. And she is just like, I'm going to strut my stuff in my like handbag leather skin, and I am going to get in that tanning bed. She looked great. Yeah. I mean, her skin, I will say, like, she was like on that that lady who sits at the beach for like way too long, who starts to turn like
with
that
the leather chest.
Who starts, she's like, she was just at that like precipice, and then watching her going to the tanning bed, I was like, girl, don't do it.
And the tanning bed was on layaway.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, because then her thing,
me literally affirming my Dyson Airwrap.
No, I'm like, oh, you can do that.
But it's 0% interest. Like, what am I supposed to do? Say no? It's good for my credit.
Like, what are you talking about? Sounds good. I think she's got it figured out.
Yeah.
No, so Danielle Staub, like, that's kind of her difference from the other ladies is Jacqueline, Dina, and Caroline, you don't really hear much about finance other than like they're fine. Like they're good. And then Teresa is very much like, I'm rich. And then Danielle's like, it's tough out here. Like I'm transitioning out of a marriage and I'm not taken care of the way I was, and I'm looking for a rich man. Like she's very much like, I want a rich husband.
And I think we really see a lot of her like being on the phone,
Yeah.
negotiating the like
Hmm.
spousal agreement during this time
Yeah.
too, right? Like the flip phone, she's like
No,
flipping it up and
Her Razor
oh
phone.
yes.
Yeah, it's a
Fun fact,
silver
that was my
Razor.
first phone. I had a pink
Oh.
razor.
Oh, you had a pink one though. My mom had a
Yeah.
pink one. I was very
Yeah.
jealous of her.
Yeah.
My first phone was that like the Juke. It was like a red one. Like it was
Love
like a
that.
it looked
Yes.
like a piece of gum,
Yeah, yeah,
like a stick
yeah.
of gum, and it would
Yeah.
like flip open. It was the
My
tiniest phone.
ringtone was Man Eater by Nelly Furtado.
Oh, that's
I
good.
bought it. I don't know how,
Yeah.
but
Was
I
it
bought
like
it.
ten
Oh,
dollars?
no, you know what? That was at the time when like you bought it and it would come up on your phone bill. Remember?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
My mom was like, "What is this?" And I was
Like
like,
you're not
"Come get
I'm not
it."
putting in a card information.
There was nowhere to put it in. I didn't
Yeah.
even think debit cards existed back
Yeah. No,
then.
you're like, I can just click this. I used to
Yeah.
get scared that if I like clicked one of the ringtone or like, yeah, if I clicked something, I would buy
It
it
would
by
buy it.
accident.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, Mark and I, my brother, like we shared the phone, which he's 4 years younger than me, which is so rude in retrospect. But we were both doing a lot of like after school activities. So like
Yeah.
depending on like what our activities were, we had to share it.
How old are
Um,
you when you got your phone?
I think I was in middle school.
Okay, I think
Wait,
I was like
actually, I might have been in like fifth grade. I was young.
I think I was in like sixth grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in like fifth grade, and then Mark was in like first.
Yeah. No,
And
but I think the reason that they got it for me was because of like volleyball and after school
yeah,
stuff. Yeah. So that makes
yeah.
sense.
No,
Yeah.
that's definitely what my situation was. But then I
Yeah.
think I ended up just kind of taking it
Yeah. Yeah.
because he was in first grade. Like
R.I.P. T9. That hurt my heart.
RIP. Yeah. I don't think I could do like I don't couldn't text like that today if you
To
tried.
to get into my therapist's office, there's like a keypad and you have to T9 to like get to her name.
Look
Yeah,
at that.
it's really good. I'm
Nostalgic.
like firing new neurons every time I
You're like,
go.
this is like Sudoku. Like this is like one of those brain
Yeah,
exercises.
exactly.
Okay, so Danielle Staub, like she comes across as like I need money, I'm hot, I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do. My daughters are my best friends. She also immediately says, like her first intro is I've been engaged 19 times. So I think that's great. Just like keep that in your hat
Yeah,
and put it in your
definitely
pipe and
important.
smoke it or whatever
Yeah,
that saying is.
yeah.
And just think about that because it'll be relevant later. She also says that she's the first person in New Jersey with a black card. She was like, I got it before Madonna. What do you mean?
Is Madonna from
Danielle
New
Staub.
Jersey?
I don't know, but I was like, you're the first person with a black.
Also, how does she know that? Like, isn't there HIPAA for
Right.
cards?
Did she get like a letter like congratulations, you're the first one to have like unlimited whatever like
But
credit.
also, I doubt that Amex was handing out Amex
Right.
Blacks.
So
Like,
maybe it was like the first, maybe she was like the first like normal person to get it.
maybe, maybe. I mean,
I
good for
don't know.
her.
Yeah, no, I was like, oh, this is like such an interesting little detail about sister.
Maybe it was offered as like, maybe they were like, if we give you this Amex Blacks, you can put the tanning bed on layaway on it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, there's a Reddit thread about her having a black Amex. Hold on.
Is
Let's
there
see what
really?
our Redditors say.
I bet
Um,
it is.
this is so classic Danielle. She's such a delusional piece of work. Okay. Uh, oh my God. Yeah. No, I don't think this is real.
Yeah.
But I think it's so funny that she said that. So, okay. Danielle Staub is a character, and honestly, I really enjoyed her first episode.
Me too.
She goes on to like go on a first date
Right.
in this episode, and she like gets ready with Teresa and Jacqueline, and when they're getting ready, Danielle's like, yeah, his name is Gucci Man, and he's a guy that I met online. And she was like, my name's obviously Danielle 007. It's like very
Of
normal.
course, yeah.
And like the girls are just like, he seems weird. Like, why are you meeting up with him? Well, Miss Danielle says like I've been having phone sex with him like all
Yeah.
the time. She doesn't even know his name. And I was
Yeah.
like, honestly, girl, I get it. Like
Yeah.
she was a pioneer, honestly, a pioneer in the online like app dating.
Yeah.
Because she like so quickly fell down that like pipeline of like answering when like you send a message and say hello and then somebody immediately is like butt stuff question mark. Like that's like she was like yes, and like that's like that's what that pipeline is. And she's one of the first victims of the online dating world. So when she gets to the date, Teresa and Jacqueline like decide to whatever watch it with binoculars, and she ends up getting stood up and Gucci
the Dunkin' Latte truck.
They were actually watching the Dunkin' Latte truck. They missed Gucci Man because they were watching the Dunkin' Latte truck. No, so Gucci Man doesn't show up. And Danielle's just like chatting with these ladies at the bar. She says that she met Gucci Man on wealthyman.com. So thankfully in my notes it's hyperlinked. So I'll be on that tonight. That's my plans. So like she waited an hour and a half and he didn't show up. So like obviously I'm so sad. That would suck. So I'm glad she left. And like the other ladies at the bar were like telling her to leave. I'm glad Jacqueline and Teresa were there. But basically, like, my take from this first episode is, like, Danielle's, like, crazy and inappropriate, but, like, kind of fun. All we get is
kind of real.
Kind of real, honestly. Like, delusional in, like, a very real way. And I don't hate it. I think it's funny. Like, she's the only one not trying to be, like, this quintessential housewife, which New Jersey, I think, falls into that trap a lot because they're all, like, marriage, family, whatever, perfect, morals, whatever. And like she's a divorcee who like is like a little Sex Pistol. So I think she's fun in this first episode. But it puts like Jacqueline in a weird spot because her and Danielle Staub and Dina have some issues that we don't really know, other than like Dina just gets like bad vibes and like wanted to hit her. And that's the extent of that. And like Danielle feels like ousted from the group because like she can't get past Dina. Dina is the connection to Teresa, really, because Teresa and Dina are like best friends. So if Danielle can't be close to Dina, she won't be close to Teresa if she can't like make peace with Dina. And then obviously Dina's sisters with Caroline. So like if Danielle can't make like peace with Dina, then she's gonna be out on her own island with only Jacqueline, and it puts Jacqueline in a really shitty position. So that's like really the biggest issue that we're kind of introduced to in this first episode. We do get introduced to Chateau, which is going to be a really important location throughout this first season. And that's where like a lot of the drama goes down. And we see the girlies getting their hair done, the girlies being Dina and some strangers. And Jacqueline's going to meet Dina there. And for some reason, Danielle shows up, but she's like has beef with Dina. So like she doesn't go in, and they just like complain about it outside of Chateau. So as I said before, this is the biggest conflict that's going on right now. We are reintroduced to Dina and her daughter Lexi in a little like tennis moment. And at this moment, I think we do get one of the like most iconic lines of this season, or at least maybe on the side of the internet I exist on. But Lexi, her daughter, who's 12, so she was like our age when this first season was coming out.
Which our age now, we are 12 now.
Right. I am 12 years old. So I can't imagine being on the show at 12. Like, Jesus Christ, like that would have been awful. And she just looks like such a fucking middle schooler. Like her glasses are those like rectangle ones that like she and with the headband. I'm like, that was the closet I wanted, to be completely honest, that we didn't have, but I wanted it so bad. So at this point, Lexi and her mom are playing tennis, and Lexi says, "If I had a fat old mom, I'd hate it." And I just think that's really iconic of her. It's like crazy to say that, because Dina's
to anybody with a fat old mom, but unfortunately she is correct.
Dina's literally, Lexi's like, I will only take a hot mom. That's it. And like Dina's so hot. So like I get it. Like if I had
the bar is high.
No shade to my mother. My mother's a very beautiful hot woman.
I love her. She is.
But like if I had like the knockers like Dina and was a mother,
The
I would be like
buggies.
the MILF of MILFs, you know,
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
She's just so beautiful. Um, yeah. And then Dina's like, my boobs are too big for tennis, which is also so funny. um,
Also
and
true.
yeah, yeah. And you know what? I love him for it. So we also get a little bit more information about Teresa as a mom. So she has her three girls at this point. So Gia, who's like six-ish, and then Gabrielle and Melania, who's like a little one.
Yeah. A
And
terror.
a terror. She's in her terrible twos, according to
Yeah.
Teresa. And I don't know if she ever grew out of those.
No.
I can't speak on her in real life, but on the show, she always seemed pretty quippy.
Yeah.
So she was always kind of a handful. But
Yeah.
I do have to note that Gia looks the exact same. Exact same.
Exact same.
She's in a dance competition in this episode, and she has bright red lipstick on. And I'm like, you could be 23 years old.
Yeah.
Like she a little bit taller. Like she looks the exact fucking
A
same.
few lower octaves of her voice. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like
Yeah.
like she did not get the electrolysis.
No.
She looks the exact same. We also get our first Teresa going love, 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 which I think is also important to note.
So iconic.
As comes up often, her little tagline that happens.
Yeah.
I think she like does do that as tagline at one point, right? She goes, "I just love, love, love." Maybe.
Yes, I think so. And honestly, I think me and Teresa are soul tied that way in the sense that I do have that tattooed on me, but not in that context. It's
Right.
the card. My little sister wrote me a card for my birthday one year when I was away at camp. No, just kidding.
Oh.
Not at camp. No, a camp like prison, like Teresa's camp.
Uh-huh. Oh, right.
No,
yeah,
but
that's right.
I was away at
When I was
college.
incarcerated with Teresa Giudice when I was 13 years old.
Yeah. No, I was away at college and my sister would write me cards all the time and she ended the card with like I love you. And I just thought it was the cutest thing. So like 4 years ago I got that tattooed and I think that was pre me doing a full rewatch. But when I heard her say that, I was like, why is my arm tingling?
It's literally your spidey senses.
Yeah.
No, you are soul tied to her. I think you could like post that and she would be like, yeah.
She'd be like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Why did I do it that noise?
A little rabbit. You're just eating up all the love.
Yeah, exactly. Wasn't there that video recently where she was like, oh my God, she was trying to say phenomenon like Chapel Roans, and she was like,
I've never heard it.
Oh, the phenomenon. And she like,
I'm surprised she could even get phenomenon out. That's pretty good.
I think she just saw like an F and like M's and was like phenomenon. Obviously, it's spelled like femininomenon, and she was so funny. Yeah. I think she's the same level of like ditzy as she was back then.
Yes.
Like I don't know how someone operates with that many brain cells. It's like kind of crazy.
You end up in prisons.
Watching Teresa be a mom though was really, really cute. Mm-hmm. I think like she's a good mom. She loves her kids so much. Not that the other ladies aren't good moms, but like she definitely makes her her character to be very like, look at how much of a mom I am. Mm-hmm. And her kids love her so much. So for sure. That is cute when you see that, which I do like about New Jersey because you do get that other family side. It's not like just ladies going to lunch. Right. You get like people talk about their personal lives more. Mm-hmm. I feel like in a way where like a Beverly Hills, they used to talk a lot more about their lives, but now it's just like about businesses and stuff. And you're like, eh. And I mean, I'll still watch it all. Yeah, and Morgan Wallen.
Yeah.
Except Kyle won't say her name.
Yeah, no.
So stupid. Yeah. I haven't even like watched all that season.
Me either. It's honestly, I say this every time I watch it. It's just such a chore, and I cannot stand Sutton. I can't.
No, I can't.
This is an anti-Sutton podcast.
It's she's like, and I felt it for like all the years that she's been on. I had a roommate who was like, I love Sutton. And I was like, I can't get on board with her.
I just don't think we've seen
she gives me bad vibes.
I think that the placated version of Sutton that we have seen up until these last two seasons has been like tolerable. But for whatever reason, for me at least, these last two seasons have been like truly like she needs to be like locked away in a dungeon. I don't know what's going on with her, but she doesn't make the jokes that she's just like rude and mean and like so emotionally dysregulated that it's like I just like don't know
I don't understand why Garcelle's friends with her. Like, it's just
Yeah.
weird. I feel like it's like kind of like sunk cost. Like, she's put so many years of like an alliance with this woman that like
Yeah.
it's hard to walk away. And they're probably really friends, but like Sutton is just like not. She's not
That
funny or
gives Sutton and
nice.
Garcelle gives me the same like friendship vibe as Dolores and Teresa, just different in a different font.
I
In the sense of
mm,
like a blinding alliance, allegiance to
yeah.
them, you
I feel
know?
like I will say it's different. Like
Yeah.
I understand the
Yeah, yeah,
train of
yeah.
thought, but I think that like the Teresa and Dolores thing is so much different. Like I think it's
I
so
think
much
it's so
deeper.
deep. Yeah,
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 I think
yeah.
it's so much
Yeah.
deeper that I'm like, I can make excuses for Dolores,
Yes.
like
I
doing
just mean in
whatever.
the sense of like no matter how bad of a
I'm still
person.
gonna like defend her.
Yeah.
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 No, I get
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically the whole episode. It's a pretty good introduction of like the personalities and like the type of people that you're gonna get. The only person I wish there was more information on was Dina, but I think
Yeah.
she's just like always been a question mark for me. But overall, I think it was like a pretty good introduction. It's like engaging, and I just love it because I love those early seasons.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely catapulted me into like wanting more. Also, so
Yeah,
thankful that binging exists on streaming services because otherwise
yeah.
I would not have been able to wait week to week
I
for this.
watched it literally every week with my mom.
Yeah, no,
Like
that's
I
amazing.
can't. This season was like really. I was looking at the dates and it was like a pretty fast season. Like I
Uh-huh.
think it's only like 10 episodes total,
Yeah,
and it's done in like 2 months, and like some of the episodes are like the
damn.
extended or the
Right.
behind the scenes whatever shit. So it's like a really quick season, but I think it's a good foundation. I
Yeah.
think we see a lot, and like there's a lot to move on from this episode, and like the major conflict being Dina and Danielle.
Danielle.
Two quick comments. As the Manzos get shoved down our throats for the next few seasons, I did come to mind that I really think I would do well in the Manzo family. I feel like I would navigate that extremely difficult social situation pretty well. At one point, Dina's like, I feel bad for whatever girl marries those boys and whatever guy marries Lauren. And I do agree. I would feel bad for myself as well.
Yeah.
But I think I would do well. I think I understand them, and I think that they would like me. I also, on the other hand, think that they might not like me because I would probably make them I would correct people and make them feel stupid and incompetent.
Yeah,
And I think that would be the lighter fluid. But
for sure.
overall I think I would do okay as a manzo.
Yeah, no, I could see you fitting in pretty well.
From the first episode, this my kind of like my feelings about the ladies are
Hmm.
that I want to be Dina.
Naturally.
I do have Danielle and Caroline tendencies, but to my core, I'm a Jacqueline. Uh, and I think that does like sum me up pretty well. I don't think I have any Teresa in me, frankly. I
No,
don't think I really do. But
no.
I would you agree with that? Do you think I'm
Yeah, I don't think that you have any Teresa in you. I really don't. Maybe in the positive sense that you love your family and you would do anything for them, but I think that
I
can
feel
be
like
said
that's
about
where I
any of
can be
them.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I think I have the Caroline part.
Yeah.
And like I can be an asshole,
Yeah.
but I really can't. I say I can be an asshole. I don't really know how to be an asshole. I think the parts where
Yeah.
the only reason I put like Danielle on there as I can have tendencies is just like the delusion in dating. Like
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
fallen
Yeah.
victim, so I get that. Like
Yeah.
I get it.
But we live
Um,
and we learn.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and also honestly, Danielle's just trying to like break the cycle of like this of dysfunction in the
Yeah.
Larita Manzo family by like
Exactly.
allowing Jacqueline to have a friend outside of the family because they're so attached to each other that like
Yeah.
no one can be friends with them or do anything right. So I think that really Danielle stuff is breaking generational curses.
I totally agree.
And I hope her well. Uh but yeah, that's my synopsis for the first episode.
Amazing.
Thank you for coming on
Thank
the
you
journey with
so
me. I just
much.
yapped so much. That was a lot more
No.
work than I was expecting. It's like really
No,
hard being a podcaster.
you gabbed your ass off. That was amazing. No,
I
and I
love
think that was a
Gavin.
really great recap. I think literally as you were saying it, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Like that
Oh my
did happen.
God.
I was like visualizing those scenes, and I just remember the like that scene where she's on the date so well, where it's like a low lit bar,
Yeah.
and like yeah,
When she pulls out
Teresa
her
and
razor
Jacqueline.
phone and
Yes,
she's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and it's just, yeah.
Also like love her being social and like trying to make friends with the girls next to her,
I
like
love it.
trauma
I
dumping.
wasn't
Yeah,
expecting my rewatch to start me this season as being like a Danielle Staub defender.
yeah,
Like I
yeah,
like her. And like obviously I've seen all the other episodes, so I know where
yeah,
we go, like the
yeah.
path I'm going down. But as of right now, I think she's like
She's a
seeming delusional
contender.
in a charming way. Like
Yeah.
I think that like it's fun. I like what she's giving because it's
I mean,
different.
listen, she wasn't paying for ugly furniture in cash. Like we have to
No,
give her some
yeah,
credit, you
she
know?
never paid $130,000 in
Did
cash for
Craigslist
like
like not
nickname.
exist or like Facebook Marketplace? I know Teresa would never,
Does
but
the
like
room place not exist? Like, where are you? Value City Furniture has nicer stuff than that. Like, she like they were spending like $8,000 on this like nasty armoire that's
yeah,
like very solid wood. I'm sure it's high quality, but like, why do you need an
they
armoire
should have
in
gone to
your
China
marble
like
ballroom? Like, what do
no,
you mean?
that ends up getting auctioned off.
Yeah.
She should have gone to China like what's that girl's name from
Mm.
fucking the newer seasons?
Yeah. Oh, who was that? Who
Oh my
went
God.
there to go get their
Honestly, it's
furniture?
so peaceful that I don't remember her name.
That's okay. Yeah, that's good.
No, I
I
can't
don't
stand
remember
her, so I'm
either.
happy that she's not.
Yeah.
Jennifer Aiden.
Oh,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
a Jennifer Aiden hate
Yes.
podcast.
Yes, it is.
Um,
Yes.
yeah, no, she's oh man, she's like really litigious. We're gonna say that, and then she's gonna be like, these girls who have 6 followers are bullying me. It's a comedy. Ha ha, funny.
Funny.
um, yeah, no, she is a whole other beast that we'll
Yeah.
eventually get to in like
We
17
will.
years.
Yeah. Yeah, we have enough
Um,
material to sustain us for our lifetimes and our kids' lifetimes.
literally.
So
Sounds
we're
great.
good. Yeah.
We'll be passing down this profession, giving my headphones to
It's
the
a
next
generational
child.
podcast.
Yeah. So our little segment that we're gonna do now is the what's in the garbage. Or no, that's not. Is that? Was that
Yes,
right?
it is. That's great. No,
Okay,
and
okay.
we're paying homage to obviously the most iconic scene
Yeah.
of the Christmas cookies,
So
the
I put
sprinkle
them in the
cookies,
garbage.
the pinoli cookies, which has launched Melissa Gorga's business, which by the way, her cookies are so good. We
Oh
had
my God, do
sent
you want
each
to
other
know?
the cookies at this point, and they are so good. So we like to implement, one of our most favorite scenes from the show, really, at the peak of Melissa and Teresa's feud. And we like to pick a person from the episode who we'd like to dumpster dive. And so Maggie's gonna lead the charge this time and say she's gonna pick a person that we're each gonna say what we think is in their garbage
Yeah.
based on this episode, based on what we know about them, based on what we think we know about them. So, Maggie, who did you choose for this episode?
I obviously chose my queen bee as of today. And she is Miss Danielle Staub.
Of course.
And I'm imagining jumping in that
Mhm.
dumpster, and in it we're gonna find tanning lotion.
Yep.
We are going to find the 19 engagement rings. Uh, and we are gonna find an old birth certificate with a different fucking name. And, oh, we're also gonna find the gun at which some of this does not make sense to the viewer right now,
Yes.
but she is gonna have a gun in that garbage from her ex, and that is what I think is gonna be in her dumpster. What do you
Amazing.
think, Selma?
I think in Danielle's garbage, there's gonna be a manuscript rough draft of the book because she just wasn't
Oh,
ready to
good.
release it yet.
Mm-hmm. Well, she didn't write it.
She didn't? I thought
No,
she
a
did.
guy wrote it.
Oh my God. Am I even a fan? Okay, well, whatever. I
Whatever.
stand by what I said. A
Yes.
manuscript that was sent to her, but she
There we
threw
go.
away because she can't read it in the tanning bed. You can't
Yes.
bring the manuscript to the
Yes.
tanning bed. I also think that there are those corner protectors things for the like sharp objects in your house.
Yeah.
Because at this point her daughters were grown, and I think maybe she like didn't want the camera to see that she like infantilized her kids, so she threw them away.
Yeah, absolutely.
And obviously like 18 empty bottles of wine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I think that's what's in her
Absolutely.
garbage.
Yeah, that's in our
Yeah.
garbage. I believe it. In a garbage.
In a garbage.
We threw it in the garbage.
Threw it in the garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. Okay, well, this was literally so fun. I can't believe
This
we
was
did
so
our first
fun.
episode.
Our
We
first
hope you guys loved it. This episode is going to be releasing on Monday, March 24th. We are going to post it to YouTube. There'll be clips on TikTok. Follow our Instagram at Real Girls of Gabbing. That's also our TikTok name. Yeah, we're literally so excited to do this. Like I said, we have material to sustain us for an entire lifetime.
Yeah,
So,
we're in it for the long haul.
yes, and I will be recapping the second episode of the first season on our next episode that we will launch at some point in time.
Yeah.
Once I figure out how to edit, and
we'll figure it out. That's a later problem. Yeah, just like to all of our friends and family listening, leave us a good review.
Yeah, please.
And
tell everybody you know about us.
Yeah, because we're so silly.
Yeah.
And it's a learning curve. So just like happy we got this out of the group chat, like that we
literally got it out of the group chat. Maggie and I have had several meetings and like strategizing sessions on how to make this the best possible podcast for everybody. Because we want you guys, like, so many people have seen The Real Housewives, and there are so many podcasts, but you know what? There's no Real Girls of Gabbing.
We're just so different like that.
We're really so different.
Yeah, so you're welcome.
Yeah. We heard your calls and answered. So, yeah.
Ring ring. It's us.